What up, family and friends? I'm back with another video. Thanks for supporting the channel. Help my channel grow by hitting the subscribe button, please. I appreciate you guys so much. Without you guys, none of this is possible. So Penn State falls 2012 against number 3 Ohio State. And people in Pennsylvania are calling for James Franklin's job. Okay, I'm hearing that now. This wasn't the game of the year like everyone said it was. It wasn't the most amazing or exciting game. The fact that James Franklin is under scrutiny and being labeled a fraud is absolutely absurd. I get it. With the loss, Franklin falls to 1-9 against Ohio State, and now in his 10th season with Penn State, Franklin is 12-24 against top 25 teams and 3-6 against top 10 opponents. But it's absolute craziness to slander this man. I mean, he's not that bad of a coach. I get it. It's the same story year after year, and fans are growing tired of it. I get it. Penn State fans have had enough. But say what you want about this man. He has kept Penn State nationally relevant. I'm probably in the minority here saying this. Absolutely pathetic showing from Penn State offensively today. I get it. Coaching was poor. James Franklin still can't win a big game. It's a lot of coaches that can't win big games, okay? Poor performance. I get it. Give him a reason. Give me a reason why James Franklin shouldn't keep his job. Why he should be fired. Yeah, I don't think he should be fired. I get it. He's literally never won anywhere he's gone. He only beats up on crappy teams and gets embarrassed by teams like Michigan and Ohio State every year. I think that's why people are calling for his job, because he can't win against the Big Ten rival teams. I think that's what it is. He won a Rose Bowl last year against Utah's backup quarterback. But give the man a break. He took over a terrible program, kept this program from dying, and brought Penn State back to the national spotlight in 3 years. Call him overrated? People are calling him overrated. I think he's underrated. I'm jumping to this man's defense because I think it's irresponsible and foolish to call this man a fraud. It's ridiculous to me. It's irresponsible. You don't do that. He's a great coach. Just can't beat Ohio State. My only issue in this game is with Drew Aller having the day that he had. And James Franklin continuously calling pass plays. For what? You see your young quarterback is out there struggling. Aller, with the worst performance we've seen from him, certainly didn't convince me that he could lead his team past Ohio State. And we saw that today. This is now the third time Aller has gone on the road and simply been subpar. He hasn't been at his best. This by far was the worst we've seen him. This was his worst performance. The wide receivers aren't doing him any favor either. They're not helping him out much either. But this should probably put a lot on him as the quarterback. He's a young dude. I think he'll get better with age and with time. He's only 19 years old. He's a young quarterback still learning to be as good as he needs to be. You got to give the kid a break as well. Again, he's a teenager. He's a youngster and has some developing to do, obviously. Penn State's offense wasn't good at all today. It wasn't good at all. It wasn't very good. I thought Penn State's defense was pretty good. Kept them in the game. Made the game competitive in the first half particularly. Penn State did absolutely nothing in the second half. They were absolutely quiet. Aller looked rattled, and that's the growing pains. He's a young kid. He became more and more errant as the game unfolded. Seemed rattled, out of place, and not until the last drive of the game did it look like a cohesive unit. And while a lot of the responsibility falls on him, his receivers were really unreliable. Then you had that one penalty on the scoop and score that was all the difference. A possible 13-3 halftime lead instead turned into a 6-10 deficit. Maybe the Buckeyes win anyway because they were clearly the better team. Hello. With how the defense was playing, I mean, who knows? It's clear to us Ohio State is Penn State's daddy. I mean, I hate to sound like that. The bottom line is that Penn State will continue to struggle because Aller, can't beat you over the top or with his legs. But you look at what the other quarterback is doing, McCord has stepped up and continued to play consistently. He gets better each week. He's getting better each game. And, Ryan Day obviously chose him to lead his offense because of his consistent play and because of what he has been able to do. Clearly, coming into this game, I understand that Penn State came into this game unbeaten, but so did Ohio State. Ohio State was just a better team. Look, they have the best wide receiver in the country in Marvin Harrison Jr., best wideout in the country, best receiver in the land. You got a quarterback that's growing each week, that's constantly getting better. You got one of the more capable offenses in the game, one of the most balanced and complete teams in the country. I mean, Ohio State should have been favorites to win this game. No question about it. We're calling it the game of the year because both of these teams are from the Big Ten. Both of these teams are rivals, and both of these teams came into this game undefeated. But even though I was going for Penn State to pull it off, I knew deep down inside Ohio State was the better team, and that Penn State, although they have a pretty good defense, probably wouldn't match up well against them on offense because of how well the offense has looked all season. So I mean, instead of coming down hard on James Franklin, why not give a lot of credit to Ohio State and how well they played? I get it. James Franklin can't win the big games, but there's a lot of other coaches that came before him that couldn't win the big games, and they didn't get criticized like this. They didn't get called out like this. I think the man deserves a lot of praise for turning the program around, bringing that program back. That program was in shambles. That program was a dumpster fire when he took it over, and look how far he has brought that program. That program is continuing to compete at a high level each year with James Franklin around. Yet you want to fire this guy? If you fire him, someone else will hire him in a heartbeat. He won't be unemployed very long if Penn State actually fires this man. Someone will hire him like that with a snap of the finger. He'll have another job somewhere in college football. No question about it. Because at the end of the day, he's still a good coach. Now, can he get over the hump? No, that he hasn't shown us that. That's a different story. But he wins a lot of football games, even if he doesn't win the big ones, and even if it's not against top-ranked opponents, he still wins a lot of football games. And he still deserves a lot of credit for getting that program back to relevancy. It's hard to take over a program that was in the situation that Penn State was and rip it into shape like he did. So that's just my take on it. I mean, I know a lot of Penn State fans are frustrated right now. They feel completely different about it. They may want him out of a job. They may not want him around anymore. They may disagree with me, obviously, but that's okay too. But that is my point. That's the point I'm trying to make, and that's my point of view about the whole thing. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up now. It's been fun chatting once again. We'll talk very soon. See you guys when I see you guys again. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'll talk very soon.